If I could travel back in time knowing what I know, shit would be a lot different. If you know, you know. Everything I'm not made me who I am. Make it to the top was my only plan.
Yo, it's your boy HJ. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Pay attention, man. You might learn something. Yeah, y'all, it's the kid HG, man. Tapping in another installment, you know what I'm saying? This one I wanted to talk about the tension between the blacks and the Latinos in the prison system or whatever, right? You know, my experience in the jails, I never really had no issues with them, you know what I mean? But I done seen how it could lead to something, you know what I'm saying? I actually was cool with a lot of them guys, man. But just to speak on that, you know what I mean? Like, I could see how, you know, dudes, because, you know, you hear about the whole stories about how the Bloods became about with the Latin Kings oppressing and the Nietas. You know, they wasn't letting dudes go on the phone. They was taking dudes' sneakers and all that. But I never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I heard about it, you know what I'm saying? And I've been around them guys. And one thing I could say about them dudes, they stick together, man. If you a Latino, you know what I mean? You come on a tier, bro, they gonna set you out. They gonna make sure you got food, you got cosmetics, you gonna eat every night, everything, you know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, black folks don't really do that unless you in a gang or something else like that, you know what I mean? Just to start off, last time I was on Riker's Island, you know what I'm saying, it was a little bit of tension, you know what I'm saying, but nothing really popped off. Probably because, you know, I was on a working dorm, you know what I mean? I had caught a case uptown, and I ended up going to the 6th building. I got sentenced or whatever, and it was a little bit of tension. It was more like, I felt like it was like a battle for power, like, you know what I mean? Because the Latinos, they kind of had their little section, you know, where they all slept at, they stuck together. And then the Bloods, you know, they was kind of spread out, but, you know, it was, you know, it's different nations in New York. So you got dudes that's in the UBN, they rocking together. Then you got dudes that's Brims and Stones and all that, they rocking together. And, you know what I mean? It's kind of split up like that. But for the most part, I seen like, where it was like tension over like tobacco and stuff like that. But it was never like, oh, y'all can't go on the phone or dudes getting robbed or nothing like that. And like the situation will always kind of get smoothed out, you know what I'm saying, by the older Latino guys. They wasn't really on nothing. They was chilling. They was husky. They had their weight up and everything, but they was chilling. You know what I mean? They ain't want no problems, man. They was just trying to bid and go home, you know what I'm saying? When I was down in Annandale, I got real fly with a couple dudes that was Latin Kings, whatever. It was a dude named Bebe. He was from like Newark. Big dude like me. We ended up being real fly. We used to work out together. We used to walk the yard together, chop it up. And I mean, I feel like he even tried to ask me to be Latin King. And I was just like, oh, bro, I ain't really into that. You know what I mean? But we was real cool. So like, when I was downstairs at first in Cottage 8, it was this dude named Juan. He was from Elizabeth. Shout out to Juan. If you see this, that was my guy. I used to sleep right next to him. He was real solid. He had his man from Queens, you know, that ended up catching a case in Jersey. His name was Thomas. Those was my guys. Like, I used to kick with them every day. You know, we used to watch Telemundo together. You know what I mean? Chop it up, talk about the streets. You know what I mean? Juan was like a get money dude out there. You know what I'm saying? So then I ended up getting moved upstairs. When I got moved upstairs, that's where all the wild dudes was at. And, you know what I mean? The boy Bebe, he come on the tier. He because it was this one boy. He slept right next to me. He was like a Brim dude. He was like one of the head boys in the Brim situation, whatever. So, you know what I mean? He pulled boy to the side like, yo, this my man right here. You know what I mean? I guess they knew each other from, you know what I mean? I forget his name, though. We ended up being real cool, though. I was my man. He's from, like, Seth Boynton or something like that. He had a Crip Killer on his neck real big. You know what I mean? But, like, he was solid, though. You know what I mean? I forget his name, bro. I've been trying to figure out his name for a minute, but shout out to him if you're watching this, man. And shout out to the rest of the Brims I was with. My bunkie was Brim. I mean, shout out to Gucci Brim. It was a boy named Nightquill Brim. I mean, they all from North. Those was my guys. We used to work out together, chop it up, all that. Know what I mean? But he came on the tier like, yeah, that's my man. Like, I mean, don't try to do nothing to him. And boy, like, no, it ain't like that. You know, just make sure he make his bed and all that. And I'm in my head, I'm like, bro, like, I don't need you to speak for me. You know what I'm saying? But the gesture was cool. I guess you was trying to make sure I was all right. But, you know what I mean? Just by you doing that, it's kind of giving dudes the impression like I need somebody or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this joint by myself. I wasn't Muslim at the time. It was just me. You know what I mean? I knew a couple of dudes, but, you know, I stayed on my own too. But that's another situation. Like the Latin Kings, they was deep down there. Now, I mean, as far as the Nietas, I never really seen no Nietas like that. Like, they was, it was one Nieta, he was a white boy, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't really understand that. But the Latin Kings was deep. As far as the compound on the high side, the Crips was like the deepest, and probably the Latin Kings was number 2. And one thing like I said about them, like I said, they real loyal to each other, and they got a lot of structure, man. They got a lot of structure. Like, they don't play about the paperwork. Like, when you come on the tier or whatever in the jail or whatever, you got a certain amount of time to get your paperwork sent up, or they gonna get you up out of there, man. They don't play that snitching stuff. They really will get at you, bro. Like, they get at their own people for real, like, about that type stuff. You know what I mean? And when I was in New York, there's this gang called Patria. They was deep in there. That's like the Trinitorials, as y'all know them as, but they was calling them Patria, whatever. And they was deep up that joint. They was starting to get numbers and all that. Another gang I was see was the YGs, even though they ain't no Latin people, but that's just another gang that was starting to get deep when I was in New York or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, man, I've been cool with them dudes. Like, I never really had no issues with them, and I ain't never really see it get wild. They always just did what they did. I mean, I'm sure it has. I mean, I hear the stories or whatever, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, it was another time when I was in on the farm or whatever, and the black dude, he set me out. He was just like, he was from New York too. He's from Brooklyn. His name was Hood. Shout out to Hood if you watching this. Hood, tap in. He was just like, yo, he set me out. He was like, yo, bro, like, you know, as black people, we need to do this more. Like, we need to start looking out for each other, because the Spanish people, they look out for each other. When the Spanish dude come on the tier, they make sure he got deodorant, he got food, he got all that. But the black folks don't do that. So I thought that was real respectable of Hood, man. You know, he was blood too, you know what I'm saying? And he looked out for me just cause. You know what I mean? Another time I come on the tier in another jail, and the Muslims looked out for me. They gave me, you know, everything I needed until I was able to get my situation together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just the stories I had with, you know, the Latinos people and the blacks. You know what I'm saying? The differences, because, like, not for nothing, when you come on the tier, the black folks will just look at you like they ain't about to set you out if they don't know you or nothing. Like, they gonna ask you where you from, and if they from where you from, they might look out, maybe, but it's not really common. Or if you in a gang, you know what I'm saying, they might look out. But for the most part, black folks, you on your own, buddy. Like, that's just how it go. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody, man. The key is to stay out of jail, stay out the prison system, man. You know, stay dangerous, stay sucker free. It's the Kid HG, man, signing out.